This is when we record. Is now.
Like before too long, the actual show is going to be half an hour long, and we're going to have like half an hour of pre-show and half an hour of post-show.
Yeah. And then there's just nothing in between. All right, here we go. Thank you all for being here. Enjoy the following content because it's all you're going to get. Here we go. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
I make difficult decisions every day, but not about tampons.
Whoa! Whoa! Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. This is the morning stream.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to TMS. It is Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. I am Scott Johnson. He is Brian Ibbett.
He is.
Yes, he is.
Because I forgot my name pre-show. Forgot my name, people.
Yeah, for just a hot second, Brian forgot his name pre-show. He smelled a little
name.
Toast, tasted copper, wasn't sure what was going on.
Hey, I do remember, though, that tampon thing you played at the top of the show sounded a lot like the woman who gets possessed by the devil in that movie we watched for Film Sack. I want to say it's The House on the Hill.
Haunted Hill? No.
The Haunting of Hill House?
No, that's a
It was
TV
one of
show.
them. That's the Netflix thing.
Yeah.
The
Haunting? No.
No. Something about the house on the hill. That hill and house.
Is she the one that says she's the one?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what she says.
All right, well, wait. So now I got to find it. All right.
House on Haunted Hill, is that it?
I don't remember.
Yes, the House on Haunted Hill, or as Multi-Beast 78 put, the Hoist on Haunted Hill.
The Hoist on Haunted Hill. Is this one right? Oh, wait, see. Let me see if this is the file. I don't know if this is it.
Shit!
No, it's not it.
No.
Dude, I have so many shit clips. I have so
Yeah, I
many.
know.
I don't even know where to. I don't know how to sort them. I got to go find that one. Anyway, it's a classic, and I'm glad Brian brought it up.
It might be under bullshit. Can you look for bullshit really quick?
Yeah, I have nothing.
Oh,
Nothing
okay.
under that.
Wow.
I think she just goes.
Your tagging system is garbage.
Doesn't she just go shit?
Oh yeah, that's right. She doesn't say bullshit. She just says shit. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, so we got all the S words out at the top of the show today. So sorry, that's all you're gonna
Yeah,
get.
sorry.
everybody.
There you go. Now your kids can listen from this point
now
forward.
tell Junior in the back seat everything's fine. He can listen now. All right, check it out, guys. Episode 2001. Open the pod bay doors. Yeah, that's right. Scott's gonna make a dumb reference for every 2000 episode we have up to 2020. That's how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be. And Brian saved me from some embarrassment this morning because I thought 2010 was the year we make, or no, I thought 2001 was the tagline, the year we make contact. Brian was very quick to remind me, no, that's 2010. So
Yes.
we'll save
So
that
I
one.
certainly saved you from any embarrassment.
Yeah, thank you for that. now that I've expressed all of it in detail and embarrassed myself. Anyway, that went great. So now let's not do that again. Hey, a quick update on the smash and grab. A lot of people sent very nice comments about feeling bad about Taylor's car getting mashed into and stuff. Turns out there was a robbery. We thought there wasn't.
Oh.
But there was. And it wasn't until the next day that Taylor suddenly needed the thing in question and then realized, oh, it's not there. So she keeps in the car a diaper bag for when she goes somewhere. So plenty of diapers and stuff in the house, but if she leaves, it's like, okay, here's the the bug out bag full of diaper stuff, and it's got diapers, his favorite books, some toys, stuff like that. And they took the kid's diaper bag.
Oh my God! I almost want to do another expletive, Scott, but we've already used them all up at the beginning of the show.
I know there were so many up there, we've ruined the rest of the show, but.
Those
honestly,
guys are farging ice holes.
I agree.
to use the Johnny Dangerously terms.
And there was nothing else in the car worth stealing. They probably thought, oh, it looks like a notebook bag or I don't know what they thought, but they just grabbed it and ran. I'm sure it ended up in a bush somewhere. But you lame-os, what do you think? Diapers grow on trees? Stuff's expensive, man.
No kidding. Well, the fact that it's that Van's favorite books. That's
I know.
Diapers replaceable, diaper bag replaceable, whatever. And I hope they cut themselves on some of the glass.
I do too. I hope they do a lot of things.
But the fact that it's like his favorite books and toys, that like sucks.
Yeah, it's stuff he likes to bring over here when he visits, and we like to read him his little books and stuff. And I suppose
show me a list of a few of those books. We're gonna help replace them.
We're gonna replace Van's books and a couple of diapers
and
while we're
toys. Absolutely. I'm going to send him some jarts, some lawn darts. There's that Cabbage Patch doll that eats hair. I'm going to get him that one.
Wait a minute, is that
maybe
a thing?
the Barbie doll that says math is hard? I'm going to get him that.
I don't remember there being a Cabbage Patch Kid that ate its own hair.
Its own hair, the hair of the kids who played with it.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it would basically, I don't know if it was Cabbage Patch doll, but it was a doll that like had a little motor and it would eat, and you'd put little bits of food and it would pull the food in like a fax machine. Or a paper shredder, more exactly.
Oh, I found it. I found it. It's called.
And it would basically go and it would like keep pulling the hair into its mouth.
Oh, that's no good. This thing.
Okay, it was a Cabbage Patch. I thought I remembered it being a Cabbage Patch doll. I knew that the original Cabbage Patch dolls didn't have motors or features or kung fu grip or anything like that.
That came later. Yeah, that wasn't a brand new thing. That's horrendous, man.
Yes.
Can you imagine that doll just starts eating your kid's hair and she's screaming?
Yeah, it's like slowly climbing your child's head like
that's not cool at all.
Like it's that guy in Free Solo ascending El Capitan.
Yeah, that's not cool at all. I don't like that.
That was almost like a Dennis Miller reference. He's that Cabbage Patch doll climbing your kid's hair like he's that Free Solo kid.
What's he doing these days? Is he doing anything?
Probably swilling in his conservative juices.
Was he a commentator?
And signing his name really huge on pieces of paper and saying, "That's the news. I'm out of here." Cha-cha.
Oh yeah, when he did the scribble thing.
Yeah.
I remember that. Those were our SNL salad days, you guys. That's what we grew up with.
They really were.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil Hartman and Dana Carvey and Dennis Miller, Spade. I mean, I know that there was that some came and went during that time, but like there was this period in the 90s with like just a great SNL group.
Yep. John Lovitz was great.
Oh, Lovitz. Yeah. Jan Hooks.
Jan Hooks was great. It was great. That was a hell of a time. 80s SNL. Well, the good 80s SNL, because right before that was the bad 80s
Norm
SNL.
Macdonald.
Yeah, Norm Macdonald came after Dennis and was the best. Norm Macdonald, the best anchor
Weekend
news
Update
dude
host
ever. I'll fight anyone to the death on this. Norm,
you might fight me. You might fight me because I think Tina Fey had the cadence and the delivery nailed.
I don't know. She was all right.
Like Norm Macdonald was great, and I'd put him in my top 5 for sure, maybe even my top 3. But it always felt like he was unaware of the joke until he said it. Whereas Tina Fey delivered the joke like she was in on it and didn't care. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Barely, but I kind of get what you're coming from. Hey, we got an update on a thing.
Here's the thing, David Hasselhoff. Germans love David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, they're really into him. Yeah, he's like that. Yeah, he did that a lot.
Like he's willing into my Jeff Goldblum area a little bit.
Get out some red yarn, Brian. We got a new connection to make.
Anyway.
Scott and Brillo says Bob Decker and Scooby Dad in the Tadpool. I don't know if he's there today. Is he in there today?
He did call us SOS and Brillo, by the way. Let's make it clear that I'm not the only one whose name got.
What'd I say?
You said Scott and Brillo.
Oh. How did I not do that? That's weird. It is
You're
SOS.
just thinking, that's Scott and Brian.
Yeah, that's really weird. Anyway, he says, I'm a crossing guard coordinator and supervise 28 guards. Is this a thing? That's crazy, isn't it?
I didn't realize that. No, usually it was like 5 kids in 6th grade who would work as the crossing guards, and they'd get excused 5 minutes before the end of last period to go put their safety orange strap on.
Good term. Good use of term there.
Strap.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah. That worked out good.
And then get excused early to go stand at the corner and help the littler kids cross the street.
Well, the school over here.
Safety orange strap on.
The school over here is just some old dude. It's just like one old dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was at my elementary school. It was the kids, and I was a crossing guard for part of my 6th grade tenure.
Gotcha. Well, I'm just a little surprised someone's in charge of a bunch of them. Anyway, he says, one morning I was working a crossing and was bored shiteless, he says, waiting for the 3 kids that we crossed to show up. It's a funny way to put that, isn't it? We
Yeah,
crossed those kids.
exactly.
Remember Brian saying that he tries to remember the words to "I've just seen a face" when his brain keeps him awake. I think that that's what he said. Anyway, so I started singing to myself and wound up doing the whole Rubber Soul, original 1965 U.S. release version. That was my first album. Thanks for helping me pass the time, Bob Decker. So he put your thing to use.
Oh, but he did the American release. He didn't do the UK release.
Yeah, US release.
I think there's 1 or 2 extra songs on the UK release.
But maybe you don't remember it all. You know what I mean? Because you're standing.
So we never got to "If I Needed Someone." Like that was on the UK version, not on the US version.
Listen, music nerd. No one else knows that information but you, Mr. Music Nerd.
I had to look it up because I knew there were songs that were on the UK version that weren't on the US version. But I can't take credit that I actually remembered. I did have to look it up. I was like, okay, what was it? But
I totally bought it though. I totally did.
Yeah.
Then finally, Stefan. Speaking of SNL.
Stefan.
Maybe it's just Stefan, but maybe Stefan. I don't know.
He wrote in Stefan. He
says about that sex line.
It's a kind of a thing where a midget puts a pumpkin on its head and jumps on a trampoline.
Very good. See, now you're sounding like, who's that like?
Okay, where's the red yarn coming from on this one?
Yeah. So this is, okay, we had that conversation about that 1-800 Sega line.
Oh, yeah, right.
Where you call and get Sega support back when you had a Genesis. Mm-hmm. And then we tried, Nick and I called it, and it was a sex line. We're like, what the frick is this? Right. And then you and I called it, and it wasn't a sex line. It was something else. It was like some kind of insurance thing or whatever it was the day we did it on the show. And that was really confusing, and I couldn't figure it out. So it turns out we weren't the only ones wondering. And Stefan says, "Hey Scott, was this the message you heard when you tried to call the Sega hotline? The Reply All podcasts are doing an investigation on weird phone numbers." So I went and listened to this episode. I'm already a fan of the show. I hadn't caught up, though. So this is the most recent episode of the Gimlet Media produced show, Reply All. It's fantastic, by the way. And sure enough, the exact same thing happens to a myriad of 800 numbers. And they come off and they come on, they stop and they start. They have some states that are like, hey, here, use this voter hotline. Call us in on this voter hotline. And that'll help you make sure you're registered. And then people call it, and it's the sex line. And then you find out, wait, what? The sex line? That's not right. Anyway, apparently it all comes down to this one company that owns something like 90% of 800 numbers. And it is freaking weird. So I totally recommend you guys check it out, by the way. Go listen to it, gimletmedia.com. You can find their show or just search for it wherever you get your podcasts. And it goes deep into that whole thing. It's exactly the thing we were dealing with.
That's really interesting. So what's the point of having this 800
800
number if it changes all the time?
Well,
right?
See, they get into that too, and some of that stuff still remains a mystery. Like why 1 minute was the number for the Sega hotline? Why was it a sex line today and then an insurance line tomorrow, and then who knows what it is today? Right?
Yeah, I can't imagine what the benefit.
Isn't that weird? It's so weird.
Oh, Straven says they have to keep something on it or the number goes into the ether. So basically, if they let that number sit idle for too long, they lose it, and they can't use it for Sega help or sex.
That's just the two important things you need your hotline for. I'm going to see if actually... Let's see what it does today, okay?
Okay.
We're just gonna check.
I like
out.
this. Like it's almost like the Iran hostage countdown. We're on day 27.
Yeah.
But we're gonna say, all right, what is the 800 number today?
Yeah, because why not? So we got 800.
Carries the same weight as the Iran hostage countdown that they did on the news. I'm sure.
I'm sure. Oh, I'm 100% sure. All right. So this is USA Sega. USA. Where's the? Oh, Sega. There we go. I had to sing it to get it.
Hope it's tips on how to use a safety orange strap-on.
Okay, here we go. I don't know what it'll be today.
I hope nobody real answers.
I hope they do, because I have stuff to say.
Oh, okay.
For directory assistance, press 9.
Really? That's it? Okay.
That's it.
I'm putting 9.
What?
Oh, it hangs up on you after that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so that sucks, man. I want
Wow.
I wanted to
It's
find...
a phone tree that doesn't even have a single branch on it.
Yeah, lame. That
Dice
tree is
Tomato
lame.
says try again.
Dice Tomato, here's something we found out Dice Tomato likes. Us calling the Sega hotline, trying to figure stuff out.
2 thumbs up from Dice Tomato.
Yeah, well done.
Stephanie says try again as well.
Oh, well, I guess we'll do it then. Hold on
All
a
right,
second.
why are we trying again? Oh,
All
try
right.
it might be different. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Oh, because it may happen again?
Wow. The people telling us to try again can only use all caps to let us know to try again, by the way.
Yeah, what's up with that? I'm
Zoe,
not
Stephanie, and Dice Tomato, all caps. Try again!
All right, SEGA. I'll try it one more time. Let's give it a shot. See what happens. Probably do the same thing, though. Okay, we're ringing.
Oh.
Wow, this time it just sits there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's picked up and says we're talking for 12 seconds. Yeah, and then it just hangs up. That's really weird, dude.
Wow, weird. Okay.
I don't trust any of this. I don't like any of this.
Jojo says you took too long. Press 9 faster.
I pushed it immediately. She didn't even talk, and I hit it immediately. Don't ask me, man. I'm telling you, there's something funky. Go listen to that episode. Thank you, Stefan, however you say your name. He's gonna.
3 times the charm done again. No.
We're not doing it. You don't get
Maybe
3.
during Tom's segment, but this is Brian's time.
Yeah, this is Dunaway
And
time.
and by Brian, I don't mean me. I mean Brian Dunaway.
No, you mean Brian Dunaway, and therefore he's being called right now. He's part of this.
Summon Tricolium again.
Yeah, call him again. When he gets on here, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna play a game, and we're gonna see what's what. Here you go. All right, time for Battle Royale, featuring our friend Brian Dunaway from South Carolina. Hello, Brian Dunaway.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi, how the heck are you?
Hi, Brian Dunaway.
How you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah.
Just trying to make it through what's the day?
Today's Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday.
Perfect.
Hump day.
I'm trying to make it through Wednesday.
I
I don't even know what to call today.
Yeah,
But
today's
apparently
weird.
it's Wednesday.
Yesterday, I didn't know what it was either. I kept telling Tom
Right.
Merritt was talking to me via text, and I said, "Oh, I hope I'm not bugging you during the Cord Killers." And he goes, "Well, that would be on Monday." And I'm like, "What even are we? Who are we? What is this?"
Tina thought it was next week. Like we have plans a week from. Well, we have plans this coming Tuesday. She thought it was yesterday, and she was already like trying to figure out coordinating the plans that we had for next Tuesday last night. And I'm like, oh,
You
no,
guys get to make plans?
Yeah.
What
We
kind
do.
of weird reality do you guys
I
live
know.
in?
Believe me, I know.
Did she have was she relieved to find out that it was next week, or was she sad to hear it was next week?
She was surprised. If we're spinning the wheel of emotions, then I would say that she was surprised to find out that it was
Okay,
next week.
that's fair.
We're doing Puzzle Pint with the Moors. The Moors.
The Moors.
It was the Moops.
the
The
Moops.
Moops. The card says Moops.
I'm sorry, the card says Moops. All right, we're gonna have some fun here and add a listener to this mix who will now play Battle Royale with us. Let's find out who's been waiting very patiently. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hi, it's Amy, Red Fraggle in the chat.
Well, hello, Amy. How the heck are you?
Hi, doing great. How are you guys?
Oh, that's great. We're happy to hear from you. We're doing good. We're going to play a game, and we're going to see if we can't win you some prizes in this month of October. Brian, do you want to explain how this game works and what Amy could win?
Oh, if I have to.
Oh, no.
I'm going to give Scott and Brian a topic, and they're going to go back and forth, giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the one is going to go to the other player. Amy, your job is to take the pillow out between your mouth and the receiver and to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Just kidding. Today, you are playing for a bunch of goodies, a bag of Kahawa coffee, courtesy of Kahawa Coffee Roasters. Mad Max Fury Road. That's right.
What?
I said Mad Max Fury Road on the show
What?
for a change. A copy of it on Voodoo, courtesy of Jesus, and Neoverse, courtesy of Wesley. A game you can play from Steam.
Guaranteed watched only once.
Yep, guaranteed. Wesley, that's fantastic. Well done,
Yeah.
and you're gonna love that. All right,
Yeah.
well,
all that.
all that
But
and
you
more.
guys need a topic, and
Okay.
today's comes to us actually from our friend from the Kahawa Coffee Roasters, Aaron McCabe,
Oh, cool.
AJ,
Yeah.
who said that in 2015, Rolling Stone magazine published its list of the top 100 guitarists of all time.
Oh, how appropriate, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly the reason I pulled this one out today. This is the top 30, and I am going to give you 2 mulligans.
Oh.
Because, in my opinion, there are names missing from this list.
2 of these suck really bad.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it's the other way around. I feel
Oh.
like there are two names missing from, or I feel like there's at least one name missing from this list. I'm sure we're going to come up with another. So,
Okay.
top 30 guitarists of all time,
Top
according to Rolling
30.
Stone magazine from 5 years ago.
And this is a rock and roll guitarist, any guitarist?
Rock and roll guitarists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind then. I guess I better
Yes.
rethink everything.
Yes, we're not going with Jose Feliciano, classical acoustic guitarist
Well,
stuff.
that's unfortunate.
Fine.
I'm
Fine.
just really quickly looking to see if he's on the list in case I might need to do the top 29. No, okay, he's not on the list. Amy, now that you've heard the topic and their level of comfort with said topic, who do you want to go first, and who do you think is going to win?
Oh, wow.
You
let's
sound so
see.
much better.
Do I sound better there? I took it off of my headset after you said that. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay.
I think you were
Oh,
just, that must have been
nice.
why your headset was just making
Yeah,
you
I'd
quiet.
say you throw away that headset.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, switch to the regular phone. Okay. Let's see. I'll go with Brian to win and Scott to start because there's a lot of that 30 is a lot on the list. And
Yeah.
Scott's
That's
the
a
rest to
lot.
repeat a thing.
Low-hanging fruit on this list. Okay, cool.
All right,
All
awesome.
right.
I'm going to try my hardest, but I also hope Amy wins. She seems very nice. So here we go.
Yes. All right.
Did you say I'm starting? I'm starting, right?
You're starting, Scott.
Okay.
Correct.
Well, let's just get him out of the way because it sounds rude, but we're all thinking about Eddie Van Halen today, so Eddie Van Halen has to be on that list.
Absolutely. Number 8 on their list of greatest guitarists of all time.
Eddie Van
It's a
Halen.
little low. Should be higher. But go
Should
ahead.
be higher.
Yeah.
He should totally be higher. Well, I can't think of anybody when I think about guitarist, without thinking about the man who put the whammy bar through his hand, Mr. Pete Townsend. Could you swing that arm around a couple of times, you big Who freak?
Pete Townsend and his exposed belly are number 10 on this list. I didn't remember he
Oh.
put a whammy bar through his hand. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Those things
so
aren't
that'll-
that sharp either. It's not
No.
like. And so,
He was playing
don't you
really
remember
hard.
doing the windmill?
I do familiar with his windmill, but I guess you got to go with the grain, not against the grain when you're doing
Right,
the
right.
windmill.
Did he, sorry, what rank was he?
He
Just
was
curious.
number 10. on
10.
the list.
What rank was he?
Okay.
What level rank
He's
was he?
pretty rank. I don't know if you saw that Super
Right.
Bowl.
Yeah, it's pretty rank. All right, let's do. Let's go to Canada for Alex Lifeson from Rush. Has
Oh,
to be
very
on there.
good.
Oh, wow.
Good
Okay, Alex
call.
Lifeson from Rush. And we have our first
No,
Mulligan.
are you
Mulligan.
kidding
Yeah,
me?
top 30, I can see that.
You're kidding me. He's not on the top
Yeah.
30.
He's not in the top 30.
Now, if you said Neil Peart for drummer, you
Right.
would probably be nailing it.
Ah, shit. Okay, Mulligan number 1.
Mulligan number 1, you need to come up with a replacement.
Replacement
away.
killer.
Well, now everything I thought I knew was
Now
a
you're
was
scared.
A
Now you're scared.
No, it's chicken beans.
lie. Santana, that guy.
That's a good one.
Carlos Santana?
Yeah,
Is that
Carlos
the one you
Santana.
mean?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Number 20 on the list. He is
Oh,
absolutely on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to be down a Mulligan.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and use some easy ones. I'm going to go ahead and go with Jimi Hendrix because I'm sure
No.
Scott would,
Shite.
surely. I mean,
You know, at Woodstock, he set his guitar on fire, did the Star Spangled Banner,
right?
and that put him at number 1 on the list.
Really? Number one? I wouldn't have
Hendrix,
expected number one. But I
Numero
guess that
uno
makes sense.
on Rolling Stone's greatest guitarist of all time.
Yeah, I keep forgetting this is Rolling Stones
Mm-hmm.
jam. All right.
The problem is I'm only thinking of bands I like and know here.
What's wrong with that?
Well,
Yeah,
they might be
think
wrong.
of bands you know,
Um,
or guitarists who had solo careers, or
Oh, there you go.
I actually get that hint, but the name's not coming to me. He's saying,
Yeah, go with that guy. Go with
Yeah,
that guy.
it's actually a pretty good one.
I can't think of his name.
I know exactly who you're singing.
I do too, which is hilarious.
I can't think of his name.
And what's funny is you can almost sing his name to that melody.
You really could.
All right, I can't think of it, so I'm gonna say, let's just say David Gilmour from Pink Floyd.
That's a very good choice.
Good
Number
one. That's
14 on the list.
Oh!
David Gilmour.
Really?
Yeah, and I would agree.
I thought I was about to lose. Okay. I really like him, but
So this guy sings this song. He's like, how about Eric Clapton?
Oh,
Say that
shit,
one,
that's
yeah.
it. That's the guy.
That's
Gosh,
the
dang
one.
it.
Eric Clapton.
That was the best. Eric Clapton, number 2 on the list.
Oh my God.
Number 2.
I needed to laugh today, and I'm crying right now. It hurts.
Good.
It hurts.
Stevie Ray Vaughan is always talked
Boy,
about.
That's the good one. That was actually who I was going to say, but that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Number
great.
12. Surprisingly, all the way down number 12 on this
Really?
list.
Huh.
Mhm.
Oh, now I'm questioning everything. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting this is Rolling Stones. So it's got to be not only that, it's got to be something that would like be culturally impactful. So I'm going to go with Michael J. Fox. No, I mean Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
I got this great sound.
Listen to this.
Number 7 on the list, Chuck Berry. It's your cousin
Really?
Marion. No, does he say
Awesome.
Marion? Doesn't say Marion Barry. What is it? It's your cousin. That would be funny if it was his cousin.
What
Marion
was his
Barry.
name? It's your
It's his
Cousin.
It's your cousin.
what's his name?
Marvin.
Marvin.
That's right. Marvin
That's
Barry and the
right.
Starlighters, I think is the
Yeah.
band.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and then they put him
Cousin
in a.
Marvin.
Okay. Okay. So cultural significance is interesting. So I'm going to actually stick with that and say probably George Harrison's on there because he's at the Beatles.
Oh,
Probably,
yeah.
and well deserved. I think George Harrison's guitar work is one of the best things about the Beatles. Number 11 on the list is where it puts him. Because
Do you think his guitar was always in the corner of the room, gently weeping? I think that was all happening.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah. That's what I
I've been
thought.
going through a
It was
weird.
made from Norwegian wood too.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been. I went down a hole last night.
I'm sorry.
I know. It's true. Miley Cyrus has been doing all these cover songs,
She has.
and they're actually pretty interesting. I listened to I don't want to say the name. I listened to a song last night that she did, and it got me going even further down. I listened to a whole bunch of covers, and I gotta wonder how Angus Young of AC/DC, how does he compare?
How does he fare on this list?
How does he fare on this list?
He
Oh,
is
you're awful quiet. I don't like that.
4/5 of the way down the list. He's number 24.
Oh, he's still in the
Wow.
top 30 though.
30.
Okay.
He's still in
Woo.
the top 30. Number
I thought you
24.
meant like 75 or something. I'm like, oh, I've made a horrible mistake.
Nope. He's Angus Young, absolutely on the list, number 24.
All right.
I can say this without giving anything away. Billy Joe Armstrong is releasing an album of all the covers that he's done over quarantine. For a while, he was releasing a new cover every Monday, starting with I Think We're Alone Now. And
Yeah, that's a
they've
good
been
one.
great. And so he's releasing them all as an album, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with no, his name just was there. Now it left.
No.
Got a whole lot of love.
Oh, yeah. Catherine Hepburn. Let me see if Catherine Hepburn is on the list.
Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page, number 3 on the list.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh, geez.
Definitely needs to be on the list.
Struggling here.
And will be the subject of today's Coverville because the Van Halen cover story will be next week. But it's 50 years since the release of Led Zeppelin 3. So
Les Paul.
which I'd forgotten what a great album that is. Les Paul. Geez. All right, fine. I'm not going fast enough for you.
Les Paul.
Les Paul.
Well, I'm getting worried because I'm starting to forget some of the ones I've said.
Oh, good. You don't want me to say anything that will make you forget more of them. Les Paul, number 18 on the list of greatest guitarists of all time.
What was he?
18.
18. That's further down than I thought. So maybe I need to reconsider some of the other ones I was going to say.
Maybe.
And
Maybe.
we're sub 30 is the plan here.
Sub 30.
Hey, Chuck,
Um,
listen to this.
That sound you've been looking for.
I don't know which Ramone he is.
Oh.
Uh,
This is probably not up there, right?
'Cause
I mean,
they're
Ramones,
brothers.
that's something we loved. Is that something that...
hey, I can only go
Rolling
by what I
Stones?
love. All right, I like
Oh,
the
okay,
Ramones.
okay. All right, I'm sorry.
I'll just say Johnny Ramone. Probably not him.
Say Johnny Ramone. That is
Johnny
the right one to say.
Ramone.
Yeah,
Oh.
Johnny Ramone, guitarist.
Wait, who's the other one? Who's the other Ramone?
Well, there was Dee Marky,
Frankie.
Joey was the
Joey Ramone's who I'm
vocalist.
thinking of.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But Johnny was the guitarist, and so that was a very good one to
Johnny
say.
was a guitarist.
Number 28 on the list.
Oh my gosh, that's tickling the
Yeah,
bone there. I don't like it.
tickling
Yeah.
the basement. Is
I
what
feel like
you-
we've... How many have we hit in the top 20 so far? Can you
the
kind of
top
give me
20,
an idea?
Yeah, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You've hit 11 of the top 20. So there are 9 left
Okay.
in the top 20.
Because there's a lot that I can think of that
Only 4 are left in the top 10. So
really... All right, I'm going with Prince.
Prince.
He's one of my favorites.
He is
And
one
he's
of my
underrated
favorites,
too. But I think Rolling Stone will respect.
I think so
Prince.
too, right? But for whatever reason, Prince
Not
not
on there.
among the top 30.
Oh, that's a shame.
Mulligan number 1 for Brian Dunaway used. I know Prince absolutely.
Well, Prince,
should be
you're
on that list.
you're in my top. How about that?
He
Yeah,
might be 31 in this list. Who knows? But
probably in the top 100 at least.
yeah. But
right?
now because of a mulligan, you need to give me another
Shut
one.
up! I'm thinking. Trying to remember if we mentioned. Trying to remember for Scott Sid.
I may only have one more.
Can't because now I'm starting to. There's a couple of them always get confused. And I mean, it's just stupid because they're really nothing related, but I always get confused. They have the weird names. All right, whatever. I'm taking my medicine. I'm going with Zappa. I can't remember if we mentioned Mr. Zappa, Frank Zappa, or not.
He has not come up on this in this discussion at all.
Oh no, but I don't like that. But then you kind of like put the other thing in there, like, but he's probably not there.
Is he gonna lose?
You know what? To be fair, I think he's a great guitarist. Like
Oh,
for soundography, listen to his entire library of music for soundography, and I think he's a good guitarist.
Well, I thought Prince was a good
However,
guitarist too.
Rolling Stone only rated him number 22 in the top 30.
Ah,
so yes,
damn
Frank
Oh, it's in
Zappa-
the top still. Why are you so evil?
Brian's playing
Why are
games.
you like the most evil of evils?
Because I watch a lot of Match Game, and I know that whole stupid thing that they do where Charles Nelson Riley says, "Oh, I almost said birthday, but I said birthday, huh?"
Red line from let's see. Do some red yarn from Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum connects to my Charles Nelson Riley.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a
Paul
connection
Lind is somewhere on that red line as well, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
there. They're all right there.
Ho.
All right. Well, I like Queen. I like Brian May. So
Oh, there you go. That's good.
maybe Brian May is in
Say
there.
that one for sure, yeah.
That's what-
Surprised me to see that he was all the way down at number 26 on this
Oh,
list.
really?
Brian May, yeah.
Jeez, look how low I am. All right, I still feel.
And that's
like,
true, J.C. Calhoun. That was absolutely way more of a Richard Dawson thing than a Charles Nelson Riley thing. Charles Nelson Riley looked like he was there for the booze and couldn't wait for taping to be over to leave. But Richard Dawson was always the one who pulled the. Well, I was going to say this, but then I thought, oh, maybe it's that, and then I went back to this, and you won. Yeah.
All right,
And there you won. Way to go.
your turn.
Yes.
All right, hold on a second. I'm trying to remember what we said because we've said a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really hit any. Well, I'm trying to remember what we've heard.
Yeah.
I don't think we've heard any. I feel like I got away with something with the AC/DC stuff because I haven't heard anything else in that genre. So I guess Rolling Stone doesn't respect that. I guess they mostly do like the old stuff, right?
So far, it's very it leans the demographics on this list are
Right. Classic
are very
70s.
Corona
Right.
sensitive, or sadly passed on. Yeah.
Surely they must at least give The Edge at least a little love.
Shirley.
from
But
YouTube?
surely they must.
Shirley is the Edge's first name, by the way. His name is Shirley Edge, and that's why
Is
he
it
goes
really?
by not Edge. Yeah.
Yeah, Shirley Edge.
Shirley Edge. Yeah, surprised me as well. Edge not on the list. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Yes. By the way, JC, so that's your second mulligan. So you've got to come up with an answer right now, and you're.
Oh, I got 2 mulligans?
Yeah,
everyone
everybody got
gets
2
two.
mulligans.
Everyone gets 2.
Oh, I'd given up. I thought you only had 1 mulligan. All
Nope.
right, let me think. Then it's Shirley,
Shirley.
Shirley Manson.
rock legends as they would be.
Uh-huh.
Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top.
Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top.
Is there
I
no
don't even
love?
know his
Is there no
name.
love from the 80s and the 90s at all in this list?
Well, yeah.
Love whatsoever.
Oh,
no
man.
Billy Gibbons.
Come
And that wasn't
on.
even one of the ones that surprised me. Let me give you the list, and I'm going to tell you about some of the ones that I'm like amazed that.
Can I say one name?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Ingve Malmsteen was my
Who?
Yngwie Malmsteen. Surprisingly, no.
not on the
Yeah,
list.
and
All
another,
right.
not in the top 30. Another really great guitarist.
Les Claypool. He's more of a bassist though.
Yeah, he's a bassist. Here's some ones you didn't say. There's this old guy named Keith Richards. It's Rolling Stone
Keith Richards,
magazine.
of course.
The fact that it's Rolling Stone magazine, you kind of go with it. Jeff Beck, B.B. King, Dwayne
B.B.
Allman,
King, of course.
B.B.
B.B.
King.
King.
Albert King, Freddie King, lots of Kings. Derek Trucks, Neil Young,
Oh, Neil
James
Young.
Burton.
Really?
Of course.
Okay. Cool.
Chet Atkins, Buddy Guy, Tommy
Chet
Iommi,
Atkins. God, how do I miss that
yeah,
one?
Bo Diddley, Scotty
Bo
Moore, and
Diddley.
Elmore James. The fact that Mark Knopfler is not on this list, the fact that Steve Vai is not on this list, the fact that Slash is not in the top 30.
Oh, I didn't even think about Slash, and absolutely why is Slash
Yeah.
not in there.
So I mean, we've and the chat. That's why I gave you guys.
This should be called the top 30 list of guitarists before. I don't know.
Wait, is
Modern music.
Tom Morello on that list? I guess you would have said
Tom
it if it was.
Morello, not on this list. No.
That sucks. That list.
I
Is
mean, I can't argue with a lot of the people who are on this list. Like it is a solid list, but Frank Zappa, as much as I love Frank Zappa, he should be lower. Knopfler needs to be in the top 10.
Yeah. You also I would put Eddie in the top 3 or 4. I don't
And
know.
so no guitars from any hair bands. We didn't have any hair band guitars.
Tommy Iommi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Eddie Van Halen had.
Shredded so well.
Yeah. Eddie Van Halen had some hair back then.
I guess, and he was Black Sabbath, so I guess it's not a hair band.
Ozzy had a really good guitarist too, didn't he?
He did.
Still does, maybe.
Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name?
Can't think of his name either.
The two of them did like separate stuff together, like
yes.
Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads.
Yes, Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads.
He should be on there.
Randy
Randy
Rhoads.
Should be on there. All right. Well.
Yeah, Zach Wilde.
This is
Switch chord like this. This convo is cringe. I'm gonna make sure I say it like Snake from The Simpsons.
So were there any
switch courses? The convo is cringe.
I was noticing there was no ladies in that list. I mean, most of the time we get a lot of vocalists in the list, but I didn't. Surely there's at least
Nancy Wilson should be in the list. That's a very good point. Nancy Wilson is a great guitarist.
I was almost afraid to mention
Lita Ford. Did Lita Ford played guitar on the Runaways, but I don't know if she played it when she went solo. She played.
Right.
She played.
Yeah, both Ann and Nancy Wilson.
She played the boobs. Well, I just remember in the 80s, like her solo stuff, it was always a lot of boobs out kind of business.
Yeah, exactly. She did have the rock the fishnets quite a bit.
Yeah, it was a thing then. We get it.
Oh, Susanna Hoffs. Yeah, Susanna Hoffs is really good. Lindsey Buckingham, by the way, probably the biggest omission on this list because he is the dude is amazing on guitar. Like his finger work, his individual picking as opposed to strumming is fantastic.
He's probably on the bigger. I'd love to see the bigger. In fact, I'll look it up later, I guess. But I want to see the bigger list and see if they.
Yeah, as far as where some of these people ended up.
Yeah, because they're in there. They just got to be somewhere. I don't know. Top 100 lists. They're hard. Turns out they're not easy to do because everything comes down to opinions.
Yeah.
But we did our best.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel
Lon
bad.
Make says, didn't Aldo Nova play solos for Lita Ford? Aldo Nova probably did, and yeah, should have been on there.
Yeah.
Steve Morse. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. No, Tom Norm, we know that Lindsey Buckingham is not a woman guitarist.
Yeah, we know that.
I'm not sure about that.
Where's Chad Kroeger on this
Possibly.
list?
Yeah, where's Chad Kroeger when you need him? Look at this photograph. All right. Well done, everybody.
Nice.
But I feel bad, Amy. You picked a weird horse this week. How do you feel about this loss? Are you all right?
I felt good going in.
It's fine. Yeah, I always have such fun talking to you guys that I'm sitting here dying laughing. And I was trying. What's really funny is I was sitting here trying to send Dunaway Steve Vai vibes through the phone, but that would have been wrong. So
Listen to it.
Yeah, we felt something. We just wasn't sure what it was. But well done, and good luck next time on the win. Always nice to hear from Amy. Brian Dunaway, well done today. You almost had it.
Yeah, we did pretty good, I think. I mean, it's one of those subjective lists that
Lindsey Buckingham number 100, Alex Lifeson number 98.
What?
Wow, see?
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Springsteen 96. There's this.
right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about you, Rolling Stone. I think you're in the pocket of big guitar.
If you guys
Big
ever,
guitar.
if you ever try to read a top 100 video games of all time list, it's the same problem.
God.
It's just impossible. It's just too subjective. There's just no way you can
is.
totally.
Joe Walsh,
There's no
low on the list.
Joe Walsh is on there. Well, all right then. How about the guy that plays? Who does? Na, 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 na. Oh no, that's Jimmy Page. Never
That's
mind.
Jimmy Page.
Never
Who
mind. I
does
already did that.
the Who does the na, 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 na? I'll tell you who does it.
That guy does it. All right, Dunaway, it's a pleasure hanging out with you. We hope you have a fantastic week this weekend. Film Sack. It'll be a day late. We'll do it on Sunday, but we're doing. What are we doing?
Send in the car.
The Car, some 70s thing with James Brolin. So check that out.
And then Gremlins 2.
And then Gremlins 2 after that, because Brian's excited, as you can tell. That'll do it for us. Hey, see you later, man. Be good to your life. I don't know what that means. Bye now.
By the way, a lot of the people we mentioned, like Randy Rhoads, 36, The Edge, 38,
Yeah.
Tom Morello, 40. So it's like they ended up in, if we would have done a top 40 list, Prince, 33, Billy Gibbons, 32.
Oh, just over that then. Okay.
Just out of reach.
Well, honestly, I was obviously out of them, so this was also a case of who started first, and it definitely benefited me to have Dunaway go first. Or
Yeah,
have me
that's
go
true,
first.
actually, because your next one would have been Yngwie. So
Yeah, and I was totally wrong. He's not even on the list, right? Did you say, or did you say? I don't know if you said.
Didn't see Yngwie in the quick scrolling that I did, but it's one of these stupid top 10 lists, and I know that this is because you spend more time on the site scrolling and looking through it, but the way they do it is like big panels and paragraphs about them. So to look at the list as a whole, you've got to like scroll.
Wait, it's not one of those like slideshows.
It's not a slideshow, thank God.
I
Slideshows,
hate
I think,
those.
are the worst. But because you can insert an ad between slides 2 and 1.
Yep.
And it's great SEO, and I can't complain about it because
hate
it's
them. Though.
part of what I do business-wise. But
I hate them.
I hate it too.
It's one of my least favorite web creations of all time. And if you're using an ad blocker, those ones are just blank.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks. All right, anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will join us. And that'll be good because we'll talk about some tech and some other stuff. Then we got Nicole for Recommendals, so come on back after that. Before that, though, a break with a song that Brian will now present.
Correct. And by the way, really quickly reminding you, Led Zeppelin 3 50th anniversary today. Coverville, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville. That's my 7-second sales pitch, elevator pitch.
Nice job. I liked it. It was good.
Let's go to Philly, Scott.
Okay.
For a band signed with No Hope Records, KNOW Hope Records. I love that. Big thanks to Earshot Media for letting me know about this one. On November 13th, they're releasing their album, It's For You. And maybe it is. It's for me, for sure. Here is the first song.
All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. That was short. That song was very short.
Yes, it was a very short song.
Yeah.
2:40 or 2:25.
Yeah, threw me off.
Again, the band is called Goings, Goings. The album is called It's For You, comes out mid-November, and that's the first song released, called Phone Numbers.
Excellent. Well, that leads me to only one thing left in my life to think about, And it's this.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is Tom Merritt. He joins us now remotely from Los Angeles, California, from the headquarters of the Daily Tech News Show to talk to us about the goings-on of technology today. Tom, welcome back to the show!
Well, thank you, Scott. It's good to be here
in
DTNS headquarters. Downtown. Well, it's not downtown.
DTNS HQ.
Yep.
It is definitely within Los Angeles.
Yeah, for sure. We've checked that. We're good. Hey, welcome back to the show. Hope you're well today.
Thank you. And you as well. You and Brian both.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We try to be well. We do our best. No.
Well, it's been great talking to you both.
We'll actually have tech in your tech news segment, right?
We will do
Mr.
that.
Hammond?
We will do that for sure. So what is boiling at the top of this tech world
well,
today?
the big news as I'm putting together our Daily Tech Headlines show right now is the U.S. House Judiciary Subcommittee has issued its report. Turns out politicians think big tech companies are monopolies.
Whoa.
What?
Okay.
Why didn't someone tell us this over and over again? No, this is not very shocking. It was a 16-month investigation into competitive practices at Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and Alphabet, though with Alphabet it's particularly Google. They found all the things that you would expect. Amazon prefers its own products. Apple locks in people in its app store. Google with Android and search does stuff. And Facebook enjoys monopoly power in online advertising and social networking markets. And I guess the important part is, well, what do they think the solution to this is? And they believe the solution is to prohibit dominant platforms from entering adjacent lines of business. The Democrats believe potentially breaking up businesses. The Republicans object to that. They do want to shift the burden of proof to companies to show acquisitions would not be anti-competitive, prevent platforms from preferring their own services. That one's kind of directed particularly at Apple and Amazon.
Yeah.
Require interoperability and data transfer, which would be nice for us, and eliminating forced arbitration clauses to allow for more class action lawsuits. That's another one that the Republicans object to, and otherwise strengthening the FTC and Department of Justice. But you'll notice I only mentioned two things the Republicans object to. Most of this is bipartisan.
Interesting. I mean, where do you land on it? You think any of that stuff will do any good? Like, or,
No. This is still mostly theater.
I both agree and disagree with you at the same time.
Yeah. Well, here's where I actually stand. Since you asked,
okay.
I think they're going to use this recommendation. This isn't even a bill at this point. This is a report from an investigation.
Sure.
They're going to use this to bring the big four into Congress to testify. They're gonna ask them what they're gonna do again, and then they're gonna potentially craft a law next year. Now, a lot of that depends on the election. If the Democrats gain control of the Senate and the White House, they will do different things than if they gain control of the Senate, but not the White House, or different things than if they don't control the Senate but do the White. You know what I mean? Like, there's all kinds of different combinations that could happen here.
Sure.
So that depends on how this ends up. I do think that within a year or two, there is definitely enough political will and bipartisanship for some sort of tech antitrust bill. What form that will take, I don't think anyone could say. It's not going to be all the things in this report. Things are going to change. Horse trading is going to happen. I think it's a very unlikely possibility that you see big tech broken up. I don't think it's impossible, but I think it's unlikely. But I do imagine you're going to see some very strict rules on acquisitions, and you might see a couple of these things about, well, we're going to force you to open up your app store. We're going to prevent you from using your data to make products that compete with other people on your platform. I could see a couple of those things maybe winding their way in, but none of this is for certain.
So isn't what Alphabet did kind of, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like it was a way to sort of head off some of this by saying, hey, we're going to basically break ourselves apart. And
well, no, absolutely not. In no way does that satisfy this. I thought you were going to go in a different direction.
Right.
No, Alphabet making themselves into a conglomerate was a stockholder value proposition. It allowed them to separate the losses from their other bets from Google so that stockholders would see, like, see, the main business is really strong. Don't worry about that. One of these other things will pop up. We'll be able to get rid of the ones that aren't very good easier now because they're separate from Google. That's what that was about. As far as the law is concerned, though, Alphabet's still one big company. In fact, in many ways, it makes things worse because it's a big company of lots of things, which is more of an antitrust target when it's like, look at all the different businesses you're trying to dominate here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let me get philosophical for just a second.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes. So, how do I put this? Is it just an issue of size? Because if Apple was a small store up the road that was doing all they could to get people in their store and then to be regulars there, keep coming back and prefer them over anyone else, nobody would care. It's just a small store doing competitive things that makes people want to go there, right? It's when they're a $1 trillion or at the very least many billion-dollar company that this matters, right? Is that the
yes
the cut?
Yes,
Okay.
You're right, and it's not just size. It's dominance. You'll see that language if you look at the report. It's about market dominance. It's not about people hear monopoly and they think, oh, it's the guy with the top hat and the monocle walking around owning all the properties.
Yeah.
You don't have to own all the properties. You just have to be able to use your influence to dominate the market.
Okay.
So for instance, you could say, well, Android's not a monopoly. There's iOS. And if you really think about it, there's other operating systems out there too. And the fact of the matter is that's not important. What's important is, can Google use the dominance of Android to keep competitors away, to limit competitive effectiveness? Can Google use its predominance in search to limit effectiveness? You can say Facebook and Google are both monopoly actors in search in advertising, which seems like, well, wait, but if there's two of them, how can it be a monopoly? Because they can both dominate advertising in different ways and keep competitors out. And that's what you look at. It's like, can you abuse your market dominance? Having market dominance isn't against the law either. You can be dominant in a market and not be a monopoly power. It's, are you able to abuse, or do you abuse that market dominance? So yes, size absolutely is a determining factor in whether you can have market dominance and whether you abuse it or not.
So to me, it looks like if you start comparing it to things like, say, the music industry, does Taylor Swift have market dominance? You could argue she does. Every time she makes an album, it outsells everything else and puts everything else lower than hers. Does that make her anti-competitive?
But does Taylor Swift keep other musicians from being able to put out hits? Does she keep other musicians from being able to get to the top of the charts unless she approves them? Is Taylor the one deciding who gets to make it to the top of the chart? That's
yes to all of these questions.
Taylor Swift is a monopoly. Oh my God.
That's a good point. That's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that actually helps me understand this a little bit better. And with size and dominance and money comes that dominance, and I guess it has to be reckoned with. It'll be really interesting. The other thing
that's really interesting about this report that I want to throw in here is the report doesn't necessarily find that these companies are engaging in illegal behavior. It doesn't necessarily find that they are violating current antitrust law. That is very interesting. What the report is saying is these players are doing things that are harmful to our economy, harmful to our marketplace, but it isn't technically illegal, and so we need new legislation. And that warms my heart, because what I'm always on about is, let's not try to apply a law from 1939 or even 1996. Let's figure out what the new problem is and create laws that address it now, if we're going to create a law. And that's what they're doing here.
Yeah, it seems good.
I may or may not agree with what they end up as the solution. Let me say that. But I do like this idea of, hey, antitrust law from the 20s may not work so well with businesses in the 2020s. I guess I need to say 1920s now. So let's actually look at what the harms are and see if we can reasonably remedy them.
Yeah, I think I agree with that point of view, and it is nice to see, whatever the motivators are, it's good to see them actually talking about it. It doesn't feel like we're going to get much in the way of anything until after the election in terms of any groundwork or whatever. But it'll be, I don't know, 2021 might be an interesting year for this very thing.
And that's why I'm hesitant to say this will lead to anything yet. This is a report that every one of these Congress people want out while they're campaigning to say, look what I did. We all hate big tech, right? Well, look what I did just to stop them. And if you reelect me, I'll keep going. Like that's really what this report is doing. It's not the only thing that's doing. It is actually got real groundwork that is laid for future legislation. It's just they wanted it out now, so they have time to campaign.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, if you like big tech, then you might like, I don't know, the history of connectivity.
No, everyone hates big tech.
You might look back on things like...
Let's spin it this way, Scott.
Yeah.
If you're angry about tech, boy, do we have something that'll make you even angrier.
Yeah, don't worry. Hey, have you ever gone back all the way and reminisced about a serial cable before, or thought, man, I sure miss parallel or SCSI connectors. Those were the days. How about IDE hard drives? Well, tune into the latest Current Geek Chronicles episode where we talk all about connectivity and its history. How did we get to USB-C? How is it so cool and you can flip it around both sides and nobody cares which way it goes in? And why is it so fast? And what was all the stuff that came before it? And are we kind of just using the same stuff just with better ideas? Find out on Current Geek Chronicles. If you don't answer
all those questions on that show, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Oh, yeah. We will answer all of them and more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't you even worry about that.
Theory,
if you're looking at that tangled pile of cables in the corner and you're angry at big tech, we have the solution on Current Geek.
That's right. We already answered it. It's up now. You can get it. It went up last night. So go grab it. Check it out. Let us know what you think. You can search for it on your podcast directories. You can go to currentgeek.com and grab it. Tom Merritt, Ace Detect on Twitter, and of course DTNS later today. Anything else you want to mention before we go?
Oh yeah, it's Creator Week on Daily Tech News Show. So if you've fallen behind, this is a good time to jump back in. On Monday, we had Mark Johnson from Playing for Change talking about the technology he uses to record musicians all around the world for one song that they end up playing together on a track. They're not in the same room. They're not even in the same country. They're not even in the same continent. But he's able to make these amazing inspirational tracks of children in the Congo playing with Keith Richards playing, it's amazing. So we talked to him on Monday. Yesterday, we talked to Shayna Moon, who is a narrative, she's a game developer, but she was talking to us about narrative game design. Like, how do you create the story that makes a game better than it would be if it just relied on its mechanics. And of course, today we're talking to Carrie Smith, senior visual effects artist, about how visual effects are employed and the technology behind that. We got Brian Brushwood coming on tomorrow to talk about video. We've got Frank Ippolito coming on Friday to talk about props and the tech of making props for movie making. So this is a great week to jump back in on Daily Tech News Show and get some really, really cool stuff.
Think of it as Shark Week, but cooler.
Exactly. Discovery has Shark Week. Andrew Heaton on the Political Orphanage is having Judge Week right now, and we're having Creator Week.
Yeah, why not? So go check it out. I'll be on there today as well. Can't wait for it. This is my kind of week for sure. Tom Merritt, it is a pleasure to talk to you, and we'll look forward to doing this again next Wednesday, post Apple's speed phone announcement or whatever the hell that is.
Oh, right. Yeah.
High speed.
High speed. All right, have a good one. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
He and I have a meeting after the show.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I have to keep talking to him. And then I got Daily Tech News Show prep, and then I have the Daily Tech News Show.
Did he do something? Scott, are you free after TMS today?
Oh, by the way, I just noticed a wild Bo Schwartz just arrived in the chat room. Nice to see you, Bo. Hope you're having a good morning.
Oh,
I think he's off work or something today. Yeah. Let's play this in his honor. Hold on. That's him making a noise. So there you go. Enjoy.
Wow. All right. Well, maybe I didn't need to hear that.
Now that you've played it, I think maybe I didn't.
I think maybe I'm not a fan. I'm just kidding. Love you, Bo.
Yeah, he's great. It's good to see him. All right, we're gonna add Nicole to the call, and we're gonna do some recommendals, and we're gonna see what dark hole I was sent down last week from FilmSack. And if I came out clean on the other side or not. So we'll find out shortly, right after this. Oh, hi, Nicole.
So I was all ready, had everything ready, and then I hear from in the basement, Mom, I'm hungry.
Oh, no.
I was like, and I have snacks down there. haven't opened them. So I think I have time. Run.
So what'd you do? Just like go throw a carrot at him, or what'd you do?
It was like a Nutri-Grain bar.
Oh, okay.
Even
That'll
better.
work.
Before.
Yeah, that'll totally
So
work.
I'm like,
Well done. You made it. You did just
maybe
fine.
they'll banter for a long time.
Well, give it time. It all works itself out. Hey, it's Nicole's Bag, everybody. She comes on Wednesdays. We do recommendals, stuff on streaming services, or in my case, I cheated and rented things, but it's okay. They still sort of work, and we make recommendations here on the show. It's very nice to see you. We're going to start today with Brian.
Sometimes I cheat and rent things too, but not in this case. Both of my recommendals today are from HBO Max.
Hey,
And,
when did we change the rule of doing 2?
Well, no, you don't have to do 2. Brian just is,
Yeah,
he's
you don't have
consuming a lot right
No,
now.
I'm giving Brian a hard time.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm going to do 4 next week, Nicole.
He's a high
Why do you even
consumer.
need me then?
And I'm going to...
Hey, we need you because we like you. That's why.
We totally need you, yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I just, since lockdown, we've been watching a lot more stuff because we're not going out as much, so I have
This
more to
is true.
recommend.
That's a good
All right.
point.
I'll go
I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, let's go. First one here, historical drama. Both movies. Historical drama for number 1.
Historical drama. I love historical dramas. You're singing my tune here. All right. Let's play it and see what we get.
And I've decided not to sell you after all. The fact is, I'd miss you. Now, you've been there all my life. Like your mama was all my daddy's. Daddy vowed never to sell your mama. And I'm vowing never to sell you. You can come on back. I won't hurt you bad. You can stay at home. Stay with John. Stay with us. Would you like that?
I'm gonna be free or die.
Just drive it, Victor!
Is this that Harriet thing?
I was going to say, it sounds
Exactly.
like Tubman.
It's exactly what it is. Harriet Tubman. The movie is called Harriet. Movie came out last year, biographical film about Harriet Tubman, who, here's, again, today I learned that for whatever reason, I always assumed that Harriet founded the Underground Railroad, right? That she was part of its creation and biggest supporters of it and helpers on it. But no, she used the Underground Railroad herself to escape the South and make it up to Philadelphia, as you find out in this film, and then became probably one of its most prolific saviors, as she made 13 trips back down to the South to bring people back through the Underground Railroad back up to Philadelphia. And Cynthia Erivo plays Harriet in this. Really, really good. Janelle Monáe is in this. Leslie Odom Jr.
Quick note, what you just said, who plays Harriet, Cynthia
Erivo,
Erivo, British lady. She was the one just a couple weeks ago when I recommended The Outsider. She's the clairvoyant in that, and she's amazing in it. Yeah, she's great in there.
Oh, and she's great in that too.
Yeah.
Just a really, really good film. She was nominated for an Oscar for her performance as Harriet Tubman, who, again, today I learned that her real name is Araminta Ross. Minty is what they call her. But she took the name Harriet Tubman after her mother.
Where's this streaming?
It is streaming on HBO Max.
HBO Maximum. Excellent.
And excellent film. Very powerful, very very well produced. You've got your racist slave owners and stuff like that who are always played with the twirling mustache kind of delivery. Still extremely powerful. And I think the guy's name is Joe Alwyn, plays the guy you hear in that clip right there.
Oh, and, this guy's creepy. He's the dude from The Favorite.
He was in The Favorite, yeah.
And also that thing, but the soldier that came home and
Long Walk, Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk.
Yeah, he's got a look about him, man. There's something about that dude.
Almost a Beanfork kind of look to him.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Beanfork. We're in Beanfork territory with this guy. That's great.
Anyway, so excellent film, and worth checking out for sure. Let's get to my number 2.
I am desirous to see it. By
number
the way.
2, also a movie that I heavy heavy duty topics and heavy duty.
Man, this is a heavy show
content.
because I have a heavy one too.
Oh, geez.
Okay.
So do I.
Also on HBO Max. This is a 2020 film, and it's funny because the clip I picked is a great scene, but it won't probably give you any clue as to what the movie's about.
Okay, let's play it. See what we got.
Do you know what time this bus gets in?
I don't know, like 2 p.m.?
That's what I thought, actually.
Cool.
You going to New York?
Yeah.
Freaking love New York. It's kind of my favorite city.
Yeah, us too.
Philly's cool and all, you know, it's definitely got history. But New York, like, I think because of the way the city's set up and everything, you're forced to interact with people who are just nothing like you.
Kind of like this bus.
And that's funny.
I have no idea, but it's creeping me out.
Yeah. It's funny because it's a great scene, but it has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. The movie is called Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. And this is a drama that came out earlier this year. Came out in March, and right around the time that theaters were closing. And it's about a pair of teenagers that take a bus from Philadelphia to New York so that one of them can get an abortion.
Jeez, that is dark and
and
heavy.
it's kind of a heavy topic.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's a really powerful movie, and the acting. Sydney Flanagan plays the girl who's having the procedure done, and her best friend Talia Ryder is the one you hear in that clip, and it's just really, really well acted and so powerful. And
give me the name again. 'Cause it's hard to remember that name.
What's that?
What's the name of it again? The name of the
Oh, Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. Like basically part of it is her meeting with a counselor at the clinic who asks her a series of questions, and she has to answer never, rarely, sometimes, or always.
Do you drink?
Never,
Exactly. And that's the scene I almost used, but the name of the movie is said about 11 times
Oh,
during
yeah.
that scene.
I would have never gotten it though.
And no, exactly, because
Never.
unless you saw, like, we saw a preview of this before something else we watched, we're like, oh my god, this looks really good, and it was really, really good. It's
Where's it streaming?
It's also streaming HBO Max, and super powerful, but be ready that it deals with a very difficult topic, and it delivers it very well though.
Well, I'm marking this one down. Seems like one I will like.
Yeah,
very nice. Good recommendations from Brian today. All HBO
Thank
Max
you.
related. Check that out.
That's right.
All right, I'm gonna
Let's
play.
see where we're bouncing on. Not on Apple TV Plus, Nicole.
Yeah. So I have
Finally
a little
climbed out of the Apple Pocket.
out of their little garden. All right. So my recommendation involves a slight story that I have to tell. So last week on Film Sack, we watched the original 1981 The Evil Dead by Sam Raimi, starring Bruce Campbell and a bunch of people you don't know. And it's an amazing old horror movie that was made on a shoestring budget, on a shoestring schedule, and somehow it worked, and it launched the careers of all those people I mentioned, including Ted Demme.
You only mentioned Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell and a bunch of other people that I never heard of.
Just those two people.
Their careers did not get.
Although Joel Cohen of the Coen brothers was got his first editing job on this, and this all led to him being able to get done with Blood Simple, and then the Coen brothers are history after that. So a lot of cool stuff about it. It was a lot of fun, and it was great. We had a great film sack about it. A lot of cheese, a lot of gore. It was really stupid, and it's great. So we loved it. Well, that got me to thinking. I went, didn't they make like a 2013 remake of this? And wonder if that was any good. Because Sam Raimi was executive producer, and so was Bruce Campbell. So I thought, well, they put their names on it, so maybe it's more than just, whatever. And so I watched it, and I'm going to recommend it as a fun slasher movie. They really go hard on some of the stuff, some of the themes that the original movie did, and it's pretty effective at being really freaky. It's a pretty freaky modern horror movie, and involves one of the greatest villain death scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie. Amazing thing with a chainsaw. I don't even want to describe what happened, but man, let's just say you don't want to eat a chainsaw. That's all I'm saying. So I had a good time with it, but then it got me going. I'm like, now wait, this director's interesting. I want to know more about what he's doing and why is Sam Raimi like producing everything he does. So now on to my recommendal. I watched, finally, the movie Don't Breathe. This is the same director. Let me find the listing for it because I want to give him the name. This is Fede Alvarez is the name of the director. He also made like I said, the remake of Evil Dead. In 2016, there was a movie called Don't Breathe that I was super interested in seeing and never got around to watching. And the idea was there was an old Vietnam vet played by Stephen Lang. You know who Stephen Lang is? Big buff dude from Avatar, old guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. The old general dude.
Old general dude. He's also in that show you mentioned yesterday, the TV show that was sci-fi but was no good.
Terra Nova, yes.
Terra Nova, yeah.
Yes.
He was like a general guy in Terra Nova. Anyway, Stephen Lang is one of the most interesting dudes ever. And when I saw him, I went, oh, I'm watching that. And then I just never got around to it. The concept is this. Well, I'm going to play a clip. So, because I've already given away what it is, and it's kind of a cheat. But so there's no guessing here. But here's a scene where they first run into him. And the important part of this is to know that Stephen Lang's character is blind. He was blinded by an accident on his tour of duty. He can't see anything. And there are people in his house trying to steal money. And turns out that is a bad idea because that dude is a freaking ninja with a gun. So anyway, here's part of that.
Who's there?
Okay, man, just chill, all right? Look, I was wasted and I wandered in, so that was my bad, all right? So I'm just gonna leave, okay? Don't you fucking move. Yeah, that's right. I know what's in there, and I ain't leaving without it.
Okay, that guy's name is Money, and he's about to get in serious trouble.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
It's
good. He sounds like
great.
he deserves it.
It's great. I really like this movie. He did deserve it. I freaking hated Money. But the entire concept is it's a horror movie, but not. It's like horror it's horror movie concepts, but applied to more of a thriller idea. Because the idea is that they're in the house to steal this stuff. The same girl in this thing, her name is
Jane Levy from
Levy.
Suburbicatory.
Sure.
And Zoe's Imaginary Playlist.
There you go. She's great. She was also the main person in the Evil Dead remake. So she's back for this.
Oh, okay.
She's very good in it. The guy that plays Money is terrible, but don't worry, he's not around very long. And then there's this other kid that's in there with him, and they're all just trying to steal this money that he won in a lawsuit when his daughter was killed by a drunk driver or by just a driving accident. Mm-hmm. And they think it's going to be easy because he's blind. They've broken in. They know the room where the money's held. Like, it's supposed to be simple. It is not. And it turns out he is a bit of a monster. But for reasons you don't know yet, and the way it unfolds surprised me at a couple of turns. There is a specific scene toward the end that might be a little hard for everybody to deal with. Let's say it involves a turkey baster, and that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, but it's a really fascinating take on this sort of this concept. And the don't breathe part is if you breathe, he'll hear you. He's got like super hearing because he can't see. And any little creak or noise or breath or anything, and he knows where you are, and he knows his house as if he's, can see just fine.
Was that the movie, The Silence?
Quiet Place?
Quiet Place.
Oh, yeah. It's a little like that, where everyone needs to shut up. It's like that. And it's super intense.
Everybody just needs to shut up.
They also do, it is like robbing Daredevil Dreadnecks. That's kind of a way, except this guy's not a nice guy, it turns out in the end. But anyway.
More like robbing... not Splinter. Who was the guy that taught Daredevil?
Was it Splinter?
Stick.
Oh yeah, Stick, not Splinter.
Yeah.
Also, both
Splinter
of those
is the takeoff on Stick.
Yeah, Stick is a terrible name. But anyway, I wanted to mention one other thing about it. There's a scene in the basement where Stephen Lang kills the power. And by the way, that guy's like in his late 60s and ripped. Like he is the most ripped body you've seen in a movie in forever, and you always forget there's an old man in there somewhere. Just, I don't know what he's doing, but man, he's ripped. Anyway, this guy turns off the lights because he doesn't need them. And the kids are trying to get away from him. They definitely need it. And they film this thing almost like black and white night vision, not green night vision, but black and white night vision in such a way that it was one of the most disconcerting, uncomfortable, awesome kind of horror movie set pieces I've ever seen. Like, it was very cool. So I'm going to recommend it. I wish it was streaming somewhere. It's not. I tried to find it that way and I couldn't, but it is rentable everywhere. And, it was streaming on Fubo, but I don't subscribe to them. Fubo, whatever it is. So anyway,
I don't like Fubu.
Is Fubu a clothing company?
For us, by us?
It might actually be.
Fubo,
that's what it is. So I'm going to actually recommend both these movies if you're into some Halloween scary stuff this year. That Evil Dead remake is way better than it deserves to be. It's
cool.
Quite
And that is streaming. The Evil Dead
streaming.
remake?
Yep. And this guy's got a new movie that came out last year or 2 years ago called The Girl in the Spider's Web. I don't remember what that was.
That's the Stig Larsson, the fourth story in the Stig Larsson,
the Claire Foy one.
Right, exactly. Yes, the one that came out, the one that was released after he passed away.
Okay, I didn't realize that was part of that series. It's interesting. All right.
And that's boy, a great, just badass female lead character story.
Yeah. Plus Claire Foy is awesome. Love her.
Claire Foy is awesome.
Anyway, go check them out. It's some Halloween goodness for you there if you like a good horror movie. Some of you won't, but some of you might. All right, Nicole, I'm dying to hear what dark, hard thing you've got for us today.
So before I get to my recommendal, I want to say, kind of piggybacking on your kind of Halloween, I decided to watch Monsterland on Hulu. I'm not going to recommend it.
I saw your tweet and you didn't seem too happy about it at the time.
I'm sure the other episodes, because it's a episodic, each episode, it's kind of like Twilight Zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have
anthology series.
Yes. So the monster in there. So I watched the first episode, and holy crap, I cried so hard. I was like, this is horrible.
What? Your microphone does not like you when you
exactly. It does not like when you go high.
Wow. So Wayne, is it just scary? Is it sad?
It was a little scary. I mean, there is a quote unquote, there is a monster in there. But it kind of turns it on his head that I want to talk about it.
Were the monsters all along?
Yeah, well, a different kind of monster, a real life monster. But then the situation that the girl is in is just horrible. And there's a little girl about Ava's age, and that's probably why I'm reacting to it so hard that I'm just like, this was terrible. I don't want to think about this.
This is a Hulu thing, isn't it?
Right? It's a Hulu thing. And there's other stories that maybe I'll go to, but that first one, if you are a parent, if you're especially a new parent, please don't watch it. It's awful. It's just awful. It's just awful. Just hated it so much. And I can't stop thinking about it. And this fictitious little girl, like, it affected me so much because that crap happens. Like real life.
It's hard. Like, that's the reason I always tell that story about me throwing the DVD into the snow when I watched Seven for the first time, because Kim was pregnant at the time, and I just could not deal with the way that movie ended because of the timing of it. So it sounds like this might be one of those for people.
It's called Monsterland. It's a Hulu original. The first episode has the girl from the Tim Allen show. What's it called? She plays the military
from Unbelievable, Caitlin Dever, who was
Oh,
Justified and Unbelievable, and
I love that girl. She's great.
What was that, Booksmart? I think a couple years ago.
Yeah, but that's her. That's her.
Yeah.
So the girl from Booksmart.
Great.
Yes,
she's great.
She plays the mom, and you kind of follow her through, and her ending up meeting the monster, and you finding out about like what the monster's deal is, and
it's good.
awful.
It's reviewing well.
Like I said, I kind of stopped there because it hit me so hard, and I haven't been able to get past that first episode because
I get that.
Yeah,
tragic.
I totally understand. Not your jam, it turns out. All right,
crying
so
in the middle of the day, not the best look on.
What do we call that? A non-mental? No.
A non-mental?
A non-mental?
Not a mental.
I mean, it depends on how. I guess it depens on certain things. Do you?
Yeah.
I hated it, but it
wasn't
affected
necessarily
me.
it was bad. It was just it struck a nerve that you didn't want to get struck.
Exactly at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. That's no time to have your nerves struck. That's a terrible time for that. I get it.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, now give us
And I
something
actually
you did
thought
like.
it was going to be like super scary, so that's why I was watching it during the day because I was like, oh, if I watch this super scary show in the middle of the day, it won't be as bad
Won't
as
be as
night.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
sure.
right.
Nope.
I'm such a wimp on scary movies nowadays. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I got that way when my kids were little. I couldn't do any scary movies back then. But now I'm like, bring them on. Let's do it.
So the movie that I'm going to recommend, I've been having trouble getting through certain things. I'm going to recommend this movie, but I'm going to warn you, it was hard to watch. It took me 3 sittings to actually get through it. And then when I got through it, I was like, what the hell did I just watch? So I had to, it's one of those movies that I went into it cold. I didn't know who was the director. Turns out it's the guy that did Spotless Mind. So
Michael Gondry. Yeah.
No, Kaufman.
Oh, sorry. Yes, right. Director, not right.
So
Philip Kaufman.
That might give you a sense of
Philip?
your experience. It's going to be weird. It's going to be fractured. It was very highbrow at times, and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah.
Charlie Kaufman.
Charlie Kaufman. There we go.
So, all right, here's your clip.
All right.
You ready, Scott?
I am ready to hit play on this clip. Here we go. Right now. Here we go. Right now.
Here they come. Jake has told us so much about you.
He's told me so much about both of you, too.
And you came anyway. Jake tells me you're studying quantum psychics.
Physics.
Really? But there's just something profoundly wrong here.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I think you've endings.
I am so glad Jake has found someone.
Soon this will all be a distant memory.
Who's this?
It's me.
No, it was me.
I tell you, I would misplace my own head if it wasn't screwed onto my own head.
I feel like I was seeing them as they were.
Oh my gosh. I got to say something about this.
Yeah.
So I recognize the voices immediately, but so what's his name? Geez, I can't think of his name. Breaking Bad. Todd.
Plemons.
Jesse Plemons.
Fat Damon.
Yeah, Fat Damon's in this, and
he is.
I recognize that immediately. But then the voice of the girl he's talking to, minus an accent that I thought that I've only heard her have. She's in the new season of Fargo, and she's
really
the girl. She's crazy in Fargo. One of
the
most
weirdest... the one we talked about earlier this week or last week, Jessie Buckley, right?
Yeah, she is something else, dude. She is like one of the most interesting characters.
She is kind of the main person in this, and you're kind of following her through meeting Jake, who is played by Jesse Plemons, whatever.
Plemons.
His parents, P. Lemons.
P. Lemons.
And you heard Toni Collette in there. That's his mom. And David, I don't know, how do you
Thewlis.
Thewlis?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's 3 people from previous seasons of Fargo we got already.
Oh right, no kidding. Yeah.
Plemons, the
Buckley and Thewlis.
Yeah, and Thewlis.
The Varga.
Yeah. The turds that float.
Where the turds float.
This is a Netflix movie. Would you like to know the name of it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I mean, we.
So I cut out the beginning of it because she says it. She goes, "I'm thinking of ending things." So that's the name of the movie.
Okay.
I'm thinking of ending things.
I'm thinking of ending things.
So she's getting in the car and she's talking about her boyfriend Jake, and she's like, "I'm thinking about ending things." And so they go on this road trip. There's a storm. She gets to the house and weird crap happens, like timeline, like just weird stuff is going on, and you're like trying to make sense of what's really happening here. I don't want to give too much away, but I honestly think if you know what's happening, it makes the movie much more enjoyable to watch. I feel like this is if you don't know what's going on, you're gonna either need to watch clips after the fact of once you figure it out, because if you Google or go on YouTube, there's so many endings explained. It's one of those movies where you need explanations of what the hell you just
find
watched.
the YouTube video ending explained.
And once you understand what's happening, it makes sense. All of it makes total sense. But the first time through, I was just like, I have no idea what I'm really watching. Even though the director even says, I lay it out pretty, it's out there. There shouldn't really be any what's going on. But if you don't follow the thought patterns of what's happening, it's really hard. I mean, because we're trained a certain way to watch a movie. This is definitely not. You're kind of A to B. Here's the line. It's all over the place. And you're kind of a detective of sorts as you're watching this movie to kind of figure out what's happening.
Well, Tony Collette
I
can
liked
do no
it.
wrong for me.
I mean,
seems rad. I'm going to watch it.
I actually didn't like it as much as after I figured out what was going on. So I liked
You
it more.
liked it more once you
understood it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny. This one came up as a recommendation on my Netflix, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds really weird." I had no idea all the people who were in this thing, or the Kaufman directed it. But I'm way more interested and excited about this now to see it. So
yeah,
very cool.
the cast alone is driving me here. I'm going to see it for that alone.
It has weird parts in it where there's like a whole ballet number, and then there's like a whole thing from A Beautiful Mind, and so you're like, what is going on
So
in this movie?
would you recommend knowing what's going on? Then you said that knowing what's going on would have made you enjoy the film more.
I think so.
Okay,
Like,
I might have. I don't want you to
right
say it.
now-
I don't
Yeah,
want you to spoil it for everybody, but I might have you text me.
Yes.
Boy, I mean, I love. I feel-
I'm not going to tell you. Watch it.
Okay.
And then it's those.
And
it's
then
that kind of
we'll
movie.
have a breakout session and talk
Yes.
about it.
It's like our book club, a movie club.
By the way, I'm just checking here. Her name in Fargo is Oretta Mayflower, and what's blowing me away here is that she's Irish, and she does the most amazing Minnesota Midwest accent you've ever heard. Dude, the new season of Fargo has got me in its grasp so hard, and now I'm so excited that she's in other stuff. To me, she's a revelation because I don't feel like I've ever seen her in anything else. Like, she was in Chernobyl and I didn't notice. I don't know what she even played in there.
Oh,
who was this again?
The girl, the redheaded main girl in this.
Jesse.
Jesse Buckley, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's two Jessies, Jesse
Two
Plemons and
Jessies,
Jesse
yeah.
Buckley.
There are. So the second Jesse, you'll like this, Scott,
Yeah.
is the girl from The Boys. She's the assistant, the redheaded assistant.
Season 1 or season 2? I haven't watched any of season
She's
2
in
yet.
both. She's in both.
Wait, Jesse Buckley is in The Boys? Is that what you're
No,
telling me?
Jesse Buckley is not in The Boys. There's two actresses that play the character that Jesse in this movie.
Oh, okay.
It's weird.
Oh, and you're saying
But
the other actress is
the other
secretary.
actress is the assistant.
Oh, that
in The
weird
Boys.
assistant lady.
Yeah,
With
she
the-
has kind of like you know who I'm talking
The
about.
buggy eyes and
Yes.
I just watched her watch him, Homelander, do a terrible thing to somebody. Freaking Homelander,
I saw
dude.
your tweet. What episode are you on?
I just finished the first one because I was waiting for all these to pile up so I could binge it a little bit. And I love the first season. I mean, The Boys is not for everybody. I can definitely tell you that. But freaking Homelander, dude. He's just... He is just something else, man. Like, it's really,
just
really
wait.
something.
Just wait.
I know. I
Okay.
hear I'm in for it. So,
Jeez.
pretty.
Yeah,
excited.
I'm letting those pile up. I'm letting Fargo's pile up. We're watching another of your recommendals, Perry Mason.
Oh, what do you
since
think of
all the
that so
episodes
far?
have dropped. So far, loving it. And the Shea Wiggum.
Yeah.
Dude can do no wrong.
Love that guy.
Matthew Rees.
Another
Reese.
Fargo, by the way, another Fargo dude. Season 1, right. Fargo was Wiggum. He was great.
Yeah, he's great. So anyway, really liking the old new vibe of Perry Mason.
It's beautiful, isn't it? That's the other thing. It looks like it's filmed by.
It really is beautiful.
So someone just recommended in the chat Ted Lasso for a comedy, and I want to say thank you because I've been looking for a comedy. Just something light.
Just for the record, it's Lasso, not Laszlo. But
Lasso?
Yeah, Lasso.
Not Laszlo?
Ted Lasso.
Not Laszlo. Yeah, you get something else if you search for Ted Laszlo.
Sounds like somebody's accountant or something. Get those numbers to Ted Laszlo.
For those of you with the bingo card, you just got the Nicole free space.
Yeah, well done. Good job. But I'll see this.
That's not hard to get.
No.
I guess you automatically get the Nicole free space without her doing that, don't you? Never mind.
That's true. Well, here's the beauty of all of this. If you're tracking what we talk about and you want to hear more or remember what we said, and thankfully Nicole does this because some of the names today are going to be hard to remember. So check out her Twitter account, Nicole Spag. She'll put them right there, and you too can enjoy our Recommendals.
Yay.
Nicole, have a fantastic week.
Stay tuned for next week when I have 11 Recommendals.
And I hope your kids haven't eaten each other. Bye. What if it's full Lord of the Flies in her basement now? They picked leaders.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like paint, mud on their face for paint, and they,
Yep. Who's gonna kill Piggy and all that stuff?
Wearing animal skins. Oh no! What happened to Millie and Dougie?
It's not gonna go well. Yeah, where's the dog? Oh no! All right. Quick fan service for a fan.
Fan
Service! This is from March Younglove. That's a great name.
That's a great name.
Fan service.
Also a great time of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, the words are a little mixed up, but I remember March Younglove. It was more like Younglove in March, but yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
March. Remember March? March was a weird March this year.
Wow, March.
Anyway, says this.
March, isn't it? Wait.
We're still there. Oh, no. Lousy Smarch weather. Anyway, fan service about my comic book on Kickstarter. Hello, Leonardo and Raphael. Ooh, we're named after Ninja Turtles there. My name is March. Marchy Farchy in the chat.
Cool.
That's pretty great. From Savannah, Georgia. Oh, I love the people from Savannah. They all talk like that. They're all slow. You drink that out here on the porch, dear. We're in Savannah, Georgia. Anyway.
Lemonade on the porch.
I've been a member of the Frogman's family for a year now. Since you are doing fan service for the community, I figured you might be interested in my comic book Kickstarter going on in the month of October. After graduating and sequential art degree, this is my first big crowdfunded project. It is a 60-page comic book about the artist Michelangelo, not the Teenage Ninja Turtle, and his life and art told from the perspective of his friend, confidant, and muse, Tommaso. Think of it as a surrealist dream about the Renaissance artist's life and work. It sounds really interesting. The Kickstarter will be going until October 31st, so right up until Halloween. And if anyone in the community thinks it might be something they're interested in, encourage them to check it out at tinyurl.com/Marchy77. That's Marchy77. It's possible Marchy is capital M, and I don't know if tinyurl is capital or is case sensitive.
I can't remember that either. Yeah.
So make sure you just put March. The M in Marchy is capital. Everything else is lowercase. tinyurl.com/Marchy77. Or you can just search Michelangelo on Kickstarter. You'll find it that way. Anyway, any support would be greatly appreciated. Love the show, though, and all the hours of content you guys put out. It helps me focus for a few hours while I draw. Well, that's fantastic. It distracts me. You're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't do anything. tried drawing my own comic book during the show today, and it sucks.
Right.
There's no character development. There's no follow through.
Yeah, it's the middle act needs work.
That's right, exactly.
I
don't even know where this guy came from.
March Younglove is an amazing name, by the way. What a cool.
Sure.
If that's your real name, that is badass. I love that name. You could write books and do stuff the rest of your life, and everyone will know who you are. Anyway, good luck with that. If you've got something you promote or do or make, and you want to have it fan serviced here on the show, send it into our email address, themorningstream@gmail.com, or you can send all your correspondence. Do you have an issue with something we said today? Did you not like the cut of our jib? You can do it there too. Do you love us? You can tell us that.
Said today.
If they say, "Hey, what if Brian played a song and you're like, man, that was the worst thing I ever heard," you can complain here. That's fine.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, and if
oh my god,
if
I
it's
just automatically throw away any emails from Dice Tomato. Like I have a rule set up in my Apple Mail account.
Yeah, I have a filter in Gmail that just if it's got dice, tomato, or any combination of those words.
Right,
kills it.
exactly.
Just kidding, dice, tomato. I get all your emails, bud. You can send them anytime you want.
We love you.
That's it. Frogpants.com/TMS. Support us at our Patreon at patreon.com/TMS. We'll have a regular Thursday episode tomorrow, a PM on Friday. Those PMs only go to patrons, so support up. It's early in the month. Time to do it. Okay. And I heard through a little bird, although that may be gone now. You'd have to check, but I heard there may have been a couple of extra TMS 2000 mugs.
Oh, good, because I heard from our friend, and he did not get one. He raced to try and buy one, and they were sold out. And his name is Larry, and Julia is his niece that quoted the phrase, or that coined the phrase. I can definitely see why you like it. So
perfect.
So let's talk after the show. If you've got a couple, then I'll pay to have them sent out to those two.
Yeah, I'll get with Dave right after this and just make sure the stock is there. Cool. I want them to have one is what I want that to happen. So let's make that happen. That's it for the show. Thank you all for being here. Let's now leave with music. Brian, play this song for me, damn it.
Oh, you're gonna love this. And I hope, Scott, you've looked at the song title and you're scratching your head that, wow, really?
It's mostly the waveform. I look at the waveform and think, wow, that doesn't...
Oh, yeah. Control the volume. Yeah. Matthew, who goes by Matherin B in chat, says, my son is turning 2 on October 7th. His favorite song is Wheels on the Bus. Brian, if you can pull a cover of that song out of your hat, it would be an awesome gift.